Dark
You're
side.
live.
Look at that. I like my coffee on the dark side. No, not totally true, though. I like to throw heavy whipping cream in there. What do you think of that?
What's a country song? I like my women just a little on the classy side.
Oh,
No, yeah, is that right? Trashy side. I like
trashy.
my women a little on the trashy side.
Hmm.
All right, trying to pull up.
Where you were going with that? I thought you were going to go dirty right off the spot.
That's an old country song.
Yeah, I vaguely remember it.
Let me come in here.
I always wondered if they didn't change the lyrics on that one. Sounded like one of those that they sit around in their like travel bus and write or something, and then we can't ever put that one out. Well, you could call it trashy.
All right, we got a couple people tuning in. We'll give them a little bit. This is just a Saturday morning. We wanted to talk about our fundraiser tomorrow on Sunday, August 2nd for Scotch Trooper.
Right.
And get some information out about that, and also kind of talk some of the gifts, or not gifts, but swag we've got for auction. Claire the Third is tuning in. This is early for a Saturday morning.
Very.
I've still got my coffee.
This is usually when our shows go live, though. I mean, when we pre-post.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 9 o'clock on Saturday morning.
Yeah, there's Claire. So I may pull over something, though, Claire. I got to tell you, Bruno, no, this was filled. So when we had the 16-year Brook Lottie, Bruno took that bad boy home, and I'm like, man, I want to pour a little sample. He's like, pour a big sample. And so I said, I jokingly said, I'll fill this. He's like, do it. I was like, really? Do not hesitate. And now look at it. Look at that.
I'm calling shenanigans.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. I don't know what 16-year Brook Lottie you're talking about.
Oh, sorry. Not Brook Lottie. Shoot. This is a Brook Lottie bottle, I believe. Yeah.
Royal Brockla.
Yeah, Royal Brockla. Sorry, I'm looking at this. I'm reading Brook Lottie on this, and it's a 16-year Royal Brockla. Thank you. I even have it. Look at this. I wrote that right there. That's in great handwriting, by the way.
I see Wheels is tuning in, commenting. Uncle Nate drinks whiskey. Mark JG, Tim Coplin, Ebhead, Mike Snook, David Jeanette. Might get a few. Actually, this time might get a few of our UK watchers.
Yeah, come on.
Zach Andrews. Morning, Zach. We'll let a few people come in, and then, like I say, here we're going to talk about our auction items and stuff for tomorrow's fundraiser for Scotch Trooper. Hope a lot of you can tune in and make it help Scotch Trooper out. For those that don't know, he was diagnosed, I believe, a couple of months ago with pancreatic cancer. They believe they caught it early. He's already in treatment for it, getting chemo and radiation. So we organized tomorrow, Sunday, August 2nd at 1 p.m. Central Time, a fundraiser on YouTube. We have a few items we'll auction ourselves, or we're going to auction everything, but a few items of our own. And then we have a few items that are being sent to us, have been sent to us. And then some items that the sponsors are going to send themselves to the winning bidder. So we'll go over all that here in a little bit so people kind of have an idea what to expect tomorrow.
Right.
There's Amy. I see Amy tuning in.
All right.
And George and Amy both are here. Eric McDaniel.
Amy's husband. Zach
Jason Whiskey Wise. Who?
Zach.
Yep. Christine Daisy. 70 Himabee. Haven't seen 70 Himabee before. Any whiskey? Well, you going to drink any whiskey, Bart? It's kind of early for me.
I still may. I may finish off this Royal Brockla. And I may use my Riedel cognac glass.
You started telling that story. You're like, I got this sample of this 16-year Brook Lottie, and Scott took the bottle. And I'm like, which bottle's he talking about?
Yeah, what's he talking about?
16-year-old Brook Lottie.
Yeah, what have you been drinking already? What are you doing?
Ebhead did not know or had not seen the news on Scotch Trooper. Yep. There's Gregor. Gregor tuning in. He's still in bed with a couple of dummies. He said, not weird at all.
Ooh, wow.
There's G-Cap.
He's living the life there.
Alan Schmuck.
Also, just in
said,
case, I brought out my Corey Vrecken, which you can see is getting low, but I no longer have to shepherd it because one thing Scott did for my 50th birthday was get me a hit of the core range, baby. He refilled the core range.
What's better than the Ardbeg core range?
Nothing. I picked it many a time.
Well, I think it's most of the core range. I got you the 10-year, the Anoa, Oogie, and Corey.
Yes, yeah.
I think Wee Beastie is in the core range now. In fact, I think the 19 Trey Van is considered their core range as well. I did not get you a bottle of the Trey Van.
No need to. The Anoa, surprisingly enough, blind, did much better than what I had it placed just in my head. So that was nice.
Just since we really didn't have a whiskey planned, I'll pull out my Wee Beastie. I'll just pour a little dram. It's kind of early for me. Might go good with my coffee.
Yeah. I will go with Corey Vrecken again because it's basically a heel sleigh. But I was shepherding it because the Corey Vrecken probably is my favorite right now. The Corey seems to pop between this and the Oogie. But, it just smells wonderful.
I see Jason Kotlinski tuning in, Andrew Cox, Chris Brown.
Jason sends some good vibes. That's excellent for the fundraiser. So
Gregor put it in quotes. I'll pull out my Wee Beastie.
No need to get personal.
There's DH Silv. He says, please keep your wee parts covered.
There you go. That's right. You got to cover the pickle.
You can point, just don't laugh. That's what I always say.
Ebhead, what did he say here? Ebhead had got the Wee Bee, the Black, and the Corey lately. All good stuff. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're about 10 minutes in. Let's move into the fundraiser tomorrow, auction a little bit. Let's talk about a few things that we'll have. So Scotch Trooper has a GoFundMe page. It was set up by Clay Whitaker, I want to say. And we will encourage everybody just to donate right to the GoFundMe page.
Yep.
If you want to, you can PayPal us. 100% of anything that comes in will go directly to Scotch Trooper. When we auction things off, it'll be in the chat of the YouTube video. People, you can bid items up. We ask for immediate receipt of payment. So if you bid $200 for an item, you have to go directly to the GoFundMe page, make your $200 donation, and then probably forward the email confirmation to us just so we can see it.
Right. We learned that in one of our fundraisers we did. We're probably a very well-minded person, but we just let everything close, and then they never finished part of the donation.
Yeah.
So we had to go back in time and kind of see who was second. So we came up with a much more strict rule on that. Much more strict.
Yep. In fact, are we moving on to the next item? I think generally, so we auction this coffee cup, and are we moving on to the next item before we get confirmation of payment? Maybe at that time, maybe we're moving on to the next item, but hopefully that payment happens pretty soon, pretty quick.
Right. And then
now we have
monitoring.
We have a few things on hand that we're going to auction ourselves. We'll ship all that stuff. I do have a few items from other people that they have on hand, and they will ship directly to the winning bidder. So
I'm pulling this over now because I had it plugged in, and you talked about, did we want to do this? Of course,
yeah.
Scotch Trooper made this. This is one of our first, well, this is probably the first thing he ever sent us right here. I don't know if it shows up. He'd
Yep.
asked if we would send the bottle of Kalila 12, which was our 100th episode, and we chose this because our very first episode was the same thing. So we sent it to him, and then he made this lamp. It turns on. The cap is the knob up here, the cap, the cork, and so it clicks around and turns the light on, and all that works. So we'll end up auctioning this off, which he made.
Yep.
I'll leave it on screen.
An official Scotch Trooper lamp. I think he when he started making those, that business really took off for him, and I think he got backlogged and was just really trying to get those things pumped out because of the amount of interest in them. I think he kind of abandoned that though. He got busy. He was doing other. The fact is, Scotch Trooper was in the IT world, and he quit that, left that behind to pursue his whiskey interests, and then got into the whiskey influencer business and working with distilleries and stuff. But so yeah, that'll be one of the items we'll auction tomorrow. Like that's an official Scotch Trooper lamp with the Kalila bottle from our 100th review.
Yeah, and then if they want, we always leave it up to the person that wins it. We may sign it in some place too, if they want. Some people be like, "No, don't graffiti my bottle. I don't want your signature on it."
We'll have to that'll have to ship gingerly and make sure that's packed well and taken apart good, the bottle out of that.
Yeah, I think the bottle and the bowl will be packed in different bubble wrap. We'll figure that out.
Yeah. Yep. We'll have a couple of our, at least one or maybe two of our matching coin sets that we'll auction off. We will have Whiskey Raj is donating a virtual tasting for 8 people. And he'll let whoever the winning bidder is can choose either a Blackadder tasting, a Amrut, or no. Yeah,
go with the Blackadder.
It can be an independent bottler with including Blackadder, Murray McDavid, and Firkin, or an Amrut tasting. So the winning bidder can choose that. It's for 8 people.
Did you say Firkin?
Firkin? It's a Firkin. It's a cat. It's a Firkin. From the wonderful Jenny with, well, I'll just say Jennifer Wren. I have a beautiful Dalmore tasting set on a sterling silver tray. I believe it's sterling silver. Very nice. Not available for sale. It includes a kind of a water holder, tin cup, a water dropper, 2 copitas with lids, the silver tray, and a 50th anniversary coffee table book for Richard Patterson's. And those items were not available for sale anywhere. So that'll be one auction. I have a package, tonight's Poison Jazz Scent. It's been lost in the mail somewhere. It's a mystery box of whiskey paraphernalia. But soon as I get it, it should arrive. That will go out to the winning bidder. Spirited Tracy she arranged 2 things, and one is from Bill Thomas. Let me share. I should be sharing my screen here and show some pictures of some of this stuff.
Oh, there you go.
So share that. Let me get that out of the way. Come here. Okay, so here's a picture of the Dalmore set. This is the silver tray. I want to say sterling silver. It's pretty heavy. Don't hold me to that. I'm not a fancier. Glasses that, and the coffee table book for Richard Patterson.
The nose.
That's for his 50th anniversary, and it's pretty. It's like shoot it. 11 by 14 size, 11 inch by 14 size book. Pretty good size.
Yeah, it'd be fun on the coffee table or the bar.
So we have from Spirited Tracy. This is actually from Bill Thomas at the Jack Rose Saloon. This is an antique Glenfiddich bottle holder that he's donated. Tracy has a leather Glenfiddich wallet. That's it. That's in the package. And then custom bitters to make the best Glenfiddich 14 Old Fashioned, she claims.
Wow.
That's one auction, and then from Tracy, and then Tracy also has a Glenfiddich highball kit that includes 6 highball glasses, the jigger, the bar spoon, and an ice pick. So Tracy is arranging shipping on all of that. So those are a couple items that will go out from the not us. So here's a little bit better or a bigger picture of the Scotch Trooper lamp.
Ooh.
You can see that.
Yeah, that's where it's lit.
Yeah. Yep.
Because of the smoke style of the Kalila glass, it gives this beautiful, like, antique brown hue when it's on. It's nice. I would like turn it on sometimes we're watching a movie just because it beckons.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's nice.
Scotch in Time. Eric is donating this. It's kind of a desktop humidor travel box or travel box humidor from Davidoff Cigars. And it includes kind of a cocktail mix kit as well. It's got a corkscrew, little the jigger, a little cup, and then a topper for your champagne or a wine bottle.
We need somebody from Lucas Art. Lucas Arts, they love Trooper's stuff that he did, his photography. It's too bad they don't come on. Offer like a Lucas experience or something. I don't know. I'm making stuff up here. So
what number of coin sets will we auction? Let me pull that up and see. We would be auctioning off 45 and maybe 44 if we do 2 of them.
I like that. That's good. 44. That's my favorite number. When I was a kid, I had a T-shirt, some football player that had 44, and that was it. That's all it took. I was like 6. That became my favorite number. You'd be like, what's your favorite number? 44? They'd be like, what? That's a weird choice.
Mark Gillespie at Whiskey Cast is donating a print from his online whiskey print gallery. He said any print, any size.
Wow.
You can choose, and he'll arrange shipping on that. We have a goodie bag of merchandise from Erica with she's an ambassador with Westland and Brook Lottie that she has. I don't have all the details on that yet. She has that on hand. She'll ship that out to the winning bidder. Iron Root Republic is going to auction off a swag and then a distillery tour as well.
Ooh, you want that? The Licorice Brothers give a heck of a tour.
And you'll get to choose a single cask bottling of whichever cask is your favorite at the distillery.
Ooh.
And they'll even put you up in a motel for a night. Right there.
Oh my God. That's called the dummy treatment.
Yep. I know we did that. They did that with Matt Young's fundraiser last year, and Eric Waite won that. And he went down there, got his tour, got to pick out his bottle and stay at the hotel.
And then I think somebody went down and surprised him.
David Jennings, who wrote the book American Spirits, Spirit America, Rare Bird 101.
We need to write one called American Dummies and just see what happens. Yeah, it'd be American Dummies, but when you opened it, all the writings would actually be upside down, so you'd have to turn the book around. First of all, you'd be like, what the hell? There you go. There's an idea.
He's going to auction off an autographed signed hard copy of his book. And then anybody that donates $10 or more during the show will get a free e-copy of his book.
Wow.
So I'll have to collect email addresses. And so if you donate $10 or more and you want the e-copy of his book, you'll have to send us the copy of your donation confirmation. And then we'll send you an email with the link or the download code for his book.
Danny wants to know if I'm going to put up for auction my Jordache jeans with the stylish. Those are legendary, brother. Those can't go up.
From Chad and Sarah over at It's Bourbon Night, they've got a merch package that they've offered up with glasses and shirts, and then also they're going to offer up a 1-hour private tasting with them that they'll live stream private tasting with the both of them for an hour.
Wow. That'd be cool. We got Uncle Nate drinks whiskey. He's saying howdy.
I believe that's it going down my list of things. So we did have a couple people offer bottles.
Some pretty nice bottles, but with our day job,
well,
I don't know. We may, I don't know, because I'm with you. It's such a great sentiment. I know that would raise money, and I'm wondering if there's not a way to do it third party. I don't know. We'll talk about it.
I would hate to get hit up as them saying we facilitated.
Yeah, well, I don't want to taint the whole process either, where somehow it ends up being a negative experience for those involved. So we'll probably stay away from that. There were some great offers of, hey, here's this very limited bottle. We'll put it up for auction. But with our job in particular, law enforcement, we don't want to muddy the waters and cause any trouble for Trooper or anybody that wants to donate. So we'll stay away from that. We'll stay with experiences and paraphernalia like glasses and lamps. Last I heard, you can still sell a lamp, baby. You can put a lamp up for auction
with a used whiskey bottle.
Yeah, used. You can't do anything else with that bottle, but turn on a light the night with it, baby. Light the night. Give us 5 years or so or less, we'll be retired, and then maybe we could do some of those things. So, but not currently.
DH Silv says, well, guys, I'm going off on an unpaid internship. I got to go drink whiskey and come up with some store picks. It's a hard job, but he's got to do it.
Wow. Look at that. I like how you highlighted that.
It just popped up. Our StreamYards chat's a little bit slower than
it is. I saw that. Right as you were reading it, it popped up.
And then I just remembered we can do that. I keep forgetting to.
That's right. I overused it with a guest I had once on my board game side. He kept getting distracted.
Oh,
he was like, man, it's real hard to talk when you keep throwing stuff up on the screen. I was like, my bad. Sorry. And I was doing too much of it. He'd be like mid-sentence. He goes, yeah. And then I decided, hold on. Jeffrey Pellegrini says, cheers, you Scotch test dummies. What was I saying? I was like, this is a terrible interview. I need to quit distracting. Oh, let's see.
GCAP says someone should buy that for Keith Malted Man Cave. Should buy what? Which one?
Which one was that? What is it? Brian? Brien? Brien? Test it.
I would just say that's Brian.
Oh, all right.
Maybe not.
Well, it could be Brian. Yeah, that works. I don't know what I'm thinking. I just tried to overthink it. Overthink it.
To
hats. I overthunk it. Brian.
Oh, the Dalmore stuff, GCAP is saying.
Yep, he says pronounced Brian. There you go. It'll be Brian.
Not the first time Bart's overthought something.
That is true. I've been known to get lost in my thoughts. So.
But no, again, so the auction items, anything, direct payments to Scotch Troopers GoFundMe page, anything that comes into us, 100% of everything is going directly to Scotch Trooper. So
one of the nice things about GoFundMe pages is they don't take anything off the top. You get all that money. And then what GoFundMe asks you to do is if you like the service, you can kind of tip them directly. So it's all your choice. There's also it's not like Kickstarter where you got to hit a certain level or you get nothing. So that part's good. That part's real good. I had a buddy that got hurt real bad and had a lot of medical bills, and he had a GoFundMe page. Are you both drinking Ardbeg? Yes, we are. I've got a heel of Corey Brecken, and Scott, has a wee beastie.
I just cracked this, matter of fact, because, so my mother-in-law's 75th birthday, I probably shouldn't say how old she is. Oops, did I say that? Her birthday,
75?
it's the same as yours, Bart, the 28th.
What?
My wife wanted, and she drinks whiskey. She loves peated whiskey.
What?
So
What?
my wife wanted to give her 75 samples from the whiskey room.
Holy moly.
Yeah. So I went through and I got her 75 samples of, peated Scotch, sherry. She likes sherry. She likes whiskey, but she got a whole bunch of different samples. So I cracked this so she could get a sample of the Wee Beastie.
Man, that is a nice gift idea. I forgot she had a birthday on the same day and likes peated whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
we're like whiskey cousins. So Mark Stingle says, hi, Leos. So then he clarified it's not Leo the lion like my sign. It is actually Leos. So he's got a little picture of the policeman. Happy birthday, Bart, says Christmas on Crestline. Well, look at that. There's a coworker online. He's about to drive by Pina Colada event. I don't know what that is. Oh, I hear good things about that. Yeah, that was my birthday celebration. I had a huge, like in January, we planned a huge board game event at the house. We're talking 50, 60 people we could fit in here. And that was all stopped by COVID. And so my wife came up with a drive-by event where people drove by and handed cards, and they got a non-alcoholic pina colada that they could drink in the car. And Scott and Scott's mom came by, which was awesome.
Yeah.
You threw me. I saw this red Cadillac pulling up. I'm like, who is that? I don't know anybody with a red Cadillac. And then it was you in the driver's seat, and then I saw your mom. So,
actually, who's that? Dan E says Ralphie said he couldn't get a bottle of the Wee Beastie, and I don't know if it's available yet in the UK. Or originally, when it was released here, it was not available in the UK yet. I don't know if it is by now. I like it. I enjoy it. I think it's good sitting here. I wasn't going to pour anything because it's kind of early in the morning, but after drinking some coffee, the Ardbeg tastes pretty good, actually.
You bet. Basically, anytime. You combine love, peated sherry bombs.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I prefer sherry. Sherry is, of course, that's where my palate goes. But yeah, heavily peated, heavily sherried.
Yeah. Amy, you're correct. The big 5-0. The big 5-0. That's a big one in our line of work, too, because it means you can leave and immediately draw a pension if you want. It's worth staying around a little longer, but it takes a weight and lifts it off the shoulders. So.
Chris M says Ardbeg 5 is good, but 10 is better and only a few bucks more.
Sure.
Now, I think when I just bought the core line for your birthday, if you wasn't tuning in, I bought Bart Ardbeg 10, a Noah, Oogie, and Corey Vrecken for his birthday.
The bone box is up there, and then I had to move the dunnage barn or whatever that's called down a row. But that one, boom.
The dunnage barn.
I like saying the word dunnage whenever possible.
Warehouse.
I like barn. Combining dunnage and barn, I think, sounds better than warehouse.
Now, for your birthday, I didn't buy you the Wee Beastie because you just got a bottle of it.
Right.
But actually, when I bought those bottles for you on the shelf, the liquor store was charging more for the Wee Beastie than the Ardbeg 10.
That's weird.
Well, the Ardbeg 10 was on sale, I think, for $44.99, and they had $49 on the Wee Beastie.
Wow. Okay.
Which, 30, I think 39 seems to be average. I hear on most places prices on the Wee Beastie.
Yeah.
So it should be a little cheaper than the 10, not more.
Mark JG, grats Bart on the ability to retire anytime. Yeah, that's a nice level there. So no plans right now. But But sometimes it's like, huh.
Well, and Brian says, hell of a birthday present. I told Bart, I said, you got to make these bottles last 10 years because he probably won't get another birthday present.
Yeah, we generally do not buy whiskey for each other. So Scott's birthday was in February, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I picked up some, I can't remember the name of them anymore, but there was a guy that was with the
horse soldier.
The horse soldiers. He was in the book there. And I picked up a couple of those bottles. And those were just kind of nice. They've got the metal label on them, was metal that was recovered from the World Trade Center buildings and stuff. So those were all neat. But yeah, you got to have a big party before the COVID hit.
Yeah. Yep.
And then
David Evans is tuning in. Hello from South London. Love the Wee Beastie, but Laga 8 is better.
It is good. I don't know about better. That sounds like a versus show we need to do. That'd be a good versus. A 5-year-old fighting an 8-year-old. Ooh, GCAP. SMWS has a bottle coming out Tuesday with dunnage in the title. Oh, awesome. I'm all over that one. Rummage in the dunnage, 68.XX. Woo, I like that. Is it really called Rummage in the dunnage?
God, I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Could be.
Man, I'm going to be buying bottles just for the names. Rummage in the dunnage. That's some good alliteration.
Well, that's literally why I bought Good Cop, Bad Cop.
I know. And then I went and bought it because it tastes like vanilla and honeycomb married in bliss.
If anybody doesn't know, SMWS had a bottle out called Good Cop, Bad Cop. I didn't know anything about it, but I saw the name and said, I got to get that one.
Well, and because they did that, I bought. Hold on. Where is it? So, yeah, same deal. And this was good. I had to go by, see if I can get it to frame in. I like big butts. Because this one has spent some time in an ex-Oloroso butt.
I bet Ben named that one.
I bet. And a second fill ex-Sherry butt. So I like big butts, and I cannot lie. Yeah, they're just doing crazy cool stuff with that.
All right, well, let's wrap this up, Bart. We're at 33 minutes, just so some people will watch later today and get some more information on the auction tomorrow. So
perfect. Yep, we've had a little bit of a light moment with us just reading off the names from SMWS.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I want rummage in the dunnage. Real quick, Donner passes. So Bart was last. There you go. Was last of the three to turn 50. Scott, February, Roy, and May. Happy birthday, Bart. Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm the youngin. So I'm the youngin.
Yeah, I remember when I turned 50.
Yeah, there was no pandemic. People gathered and socialized, and they didn't worry about social distancing, and nobody wore masks when you turned 50. Then I turned 50, and nobody can even come over the house. They got to drive. Can you imagine driving by in cars?
Be honest real quick. How did you handle turning 50?
I was fine with it, actually. I felt like my body started slowing down around 48. So I hit 48 and I was like, what's the deal? I went and did some work outside, and it took me 2 days to recover. I was like, oh my God, what has happened? What has happened? And so that was probably more devastating when I had a slow recovery on a hard physical labor day than the number. I will say it seemed, well, there was two things. One, my wife did this as a surprise party. And what was hilarious is the day before, she was just inviting my daughter's family over, my stepdaughter's family over. And I told her, I said, hey, don't make this a big thing. I don't want a lot of people over here. And then I could tell there was a weird pause. And that was because she'd had this secret thing planned. So then my neighbor's calling me, come out and help me move a couch. And I'm like, I see the neighbors have a tent. And I'm like, oh, what are the neighbors doing? And then they're running into my yard with the tent. I'm like, what the hell? And I was real slow on the uptick, man. I had to be told, like, this is for you. And I'm like, what? What are we doing? So, yeah. So the number actually with our career is what the magic was. I've had so many, guys that have hit age 50 that said, man, it's a refreshing moment. And I would agree. It's kind of like when you turn 21 and you can buy alcohol legally. So I would say that. Thanks, Brian.
Brian says, I appreciate you guys. Great content. What is the best peated sherry bomb out there? Lagavulin Distillers 2019 is number one for me at the minute. That one is very good. Bart, I think you got that bottle over there at your place.
I think I've got that, but I wasn't at the 2017 that knocked my socks off.
Well, the 12-year, but that's not a sherry bomb. The 12-year 2017. Yeah.
Well, that's true. That one just blew me away, and I didn't usually even get into those. You're right.
I think all time, anybody, and myself and you included, Ardbeg Dark Cove. It was a committee release from about 2015, maybe 2016. Phenomenal. We did 32 different peated. Well, we did a 16 bracket of peated whiskeys. The first 16 bottle shootout that we had, Ardbeg Dark Cove won. Blind. We both picked it out.
Both.
Then we had a lot of people say, well, you did the shootout, but you didn't include this bottle or this bottle or this bottle. So we organized another 16 bottle shootout.
That's called Nirvana.
Yeah. We went through that. And then for a third bracket, we took the best of the first shootout. We combined it with the best of the second shootout.
Oh, yeah.
So the best of 32 bottles was combined. It was blind again, and Bart and I both blind picked out Ardbeg Dark Cove committee release as the best.
Yep. So that would be good. It's weird. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing how because it's a heavy peat, but then it brings in that sweet depth at the same time. I mean, to say peated, go ahead.
I was going to last year's Carchus, the triple.
That was a surprise.
This is a good peated cherry bomb as well. 2019's Carchus.
Yep, because I had passed on the like maroon Carchus kind of ruined me, and I had low expectations, and they did great on the accomplishments. So very nice.
All right.
Scotch it. You Scotch gods.
Thanks, everybody tuned in. Appreciate it. See you tomorrow, 1:00 p.m. Central Time.
Bingo. Cilantro.
Dummies.
That's harder to sink.